This brings me to another complaint I have about these fucking Republicans. Right? Like, I know I'm Republican, right? Who in the fuck said all these women can run for fucking office? Shouldn't they be in the fucking kitchen pregnant, barefoot? Isn't that in the Bible? Aren't these like traditional Bible thumpers? Like, if you believe in the Bible that fucking much, why is your husband letting you simp his ass and you got the power? Like Lauren Boebert, right? She would better serve her country if she was on Pornhub.
Would she though?
Yes, because at least her mouth would be full of something, so she wouldn't be able to talk.
Good point.
Orale! What's up, homies? Happy motherfucking New Year! It's our year-end review episode, and we shit on all of our favorites. And we give out some Darwin Awards while we're at it. So you don't want to miss this one.
All right. Are we doing this?
Yeah. Sorry. I say yo homeboy.
Wow.
I say yo homeboy.
Wow.
Push that motherfucking button.
Let me see. Button has been pushed. Orale! What's up, homies? Welcome to the Chino and Homeboy podcast year-end review. We're going to cover a lot of subjects today, and we're going to bid 2021 goodbye and say our last respects to America.
Yep. And then we're gonna say some fuck shit about 2022.
Is 2022 already on some fuck shit?
Well, I mean, the way it's going in 2021, it will fucking be.
All right. All right.
By the way, I like how you gingerly pressed that button.
Oh, yeah.
With the joint.
Well, you know, the button's got to get some too, you know?
You know what I mean? Hell yeah.
It's the end of the year. It's the end of the year. Here you go, button.
Yep. Pass the cess. Pass the method.
Had to get my arm straight. Can't be looking like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
All right. That was a great movie, man.
All right. So where do we begin? Should we start with the macro world? How the world is going to hell in a handbasket because you know the Rona just won't subside because not everybody has a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Man, okay, we can start there because I had
Russia's trying to invade Ukraine.
Still?
Yeah.
They don't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Yeah.
Fucking Putin.
Let's see what else. Trump's falling out of favor with his fan club because he's vaccinated and he got a booster shot and he's trying to take credit for Obama's work.
Right.
Let's see. China made one of its real estate companies essentially go bankrupt. Yep. Let's see. What else? That Tutu Bishop died.
Desmond Tutu.
Yeah, Desmond Tutu.
Yeah, he died. Let's see. What else? I think the Rona is like the biggest thing. Oh, we never got around to talking about how Omicron showed how racist the world is.
I thought that was gonna go into the next show.
Oh, we could touch on it a little. You
All
know,
right.
feel it up.
I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile.
No, I'm not a pedophile, and I wait for consent.
Not exactly where I was going with that. but that's what gets us canceled.
I mean, it's our responses to Africa are usually based on racism because they're the last frontier.
Oh, speaking of pedophiles, Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty of trafficking children. But
Yet
continue.
she
You deserve cunt.
but did not expose anybody to the depths that we wanted or need.
Well,
Man.
I guess that's gonna happen after.
I don't
know.
think so. I was like, that's why she lived.
Right.
I could do this
That's a good
without
point.
exposure. We could put it all on Jeffrey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a good point, man. Because if she
She
did
didn't
talk,
expose
then she'd be
anything.
dead. Yeah, they would have murked her ass.
I thought the
Yeah.
FBI was more thorough than this.
It's CIA, not FBI.
She was in court.
Yeah. The CIA is
The
the
F-
one that assassinates people, not the FBI.
I'm talking about thorough in prosecution, my nigga, not
Oh.
execution.
I stand corrected.
I
How much
mean,
of
they did convict her, but they didn't get all the juice out of her that they would usually get out of a mobster. You know,
Right.
Homeboy, I gotta ask, did you smoke before recording? Before this before the pod?
No, that's usually how I am.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm on a little sleep deprived because I had trouble sleeping. So,
Word.
Well,
Well, shit, I'm smoking.
yeah,
I'm gonna hit my vape pen right now.
yeah.
yeah.
There it is, son.
Yeah, so yeah, that was an interesting thing because I was like, when are they gonna start exposing niggas to get other cases going? Because she didn't do a deal, they convicted her, so she don't have to talk to nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, she would only talk if she got a deal. She didn't talk. I don't know how much. Did they do sentencing yet, or
No sentencing. Did they? No, I don't think so. Not yet.
What was the it was like what, guilty on 5 out of 6 counts, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Is what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Wow.
honestly, like exposing people, it was not a part of the case. You know what I mean? They did drop names like Donald Trump's name and some other people, but the case wasn't about prosecuting them. It was about prosecuting her. Now, prosecuting the other people, that's going to probably happen after. I mean, look at Michael Cohen, right? Like they found him guilty and put his ass in jail for a bunch of fucking for lying to Congress and shit, right? And then it was after all of that he started singing like a canary.
So he did a post prosecution deal.
Well, that's no. He took actually, I think he did. I think he did take a deal because he got his sentence shortened.
Reduced?
and he ended up he got a house arrest.
I was about to say if he sang for free, then he's a dumbass.
Yeah, no. He got house arrest and he's helping New York prosecutors try to nail Trump for tax fraud. Because Trump made some deals where he overestimated the amount his properties were worth in order for him to get a bank loan. But he estimated the value of his properties so that he wouldn't pay a shit ton of taxes. So that's bank fraud and tax fraud all rolled into one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. On top of Georgia investigating him for election meddling, the January 6th committee getting more and more evidence that he knew more than he let on about the whole planning of the coup, which now falls into conspiracy to sedition, right? So now it's not just spur of the moment raid the Capitol thing. Now it's like, oh, this shit was planned. So now it's starting to fall into treason territory.
Now, if we could just make it stick, if they could just make it stick.
Well, they're definitely going to try, and they're going to try before the 2024 election, or at least before the 22 election, because we know Republicans are going to win in 2022.
Yeah.
Which I brought up a very interesting factoid.
When's the next election? 24, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
I'm talking about presidential election.
Oh, 2024.
Stupid. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
For real, B?
Yeah. 2022. Next elections, 2022. Tomorrow.
Like they say in what was it? Not Ebonics. What was the proper term for it? Hey, Jones.
AAVE. African American
vernacular language.
English.
Okay. So according to African American vernacular English, the idiom that we might use is "we be fucked."
Yeah. We be fucked.
We be fucked.
Yeah, we can be. Where's it? In 2022, right? You know how 2020 was one of the most secure elections that America has ever had, right? Like there was less fraud and less election fuck shit going on in this election than there was in any previous election, right?
Well, most people don't even understand what election fraud is, which is my biggest thing with this. But Republicans just run shit up.
Well, what is election fraud for the kids in the back who aren't paying attention?
Like voting twice. And voting in the stead of a dead person. Like, you got a dead relative that gets a voting card and then you vote for them and you mail it in, but they're deceased. Which brings me to my point, which is if the Republicans bring up dead people voting, they've got to be all on the Republican side because all the Democrats are vaxxed.
Yeah.
Right. All the Democrats are vaxxed.
That's right.
Except for the black ones.
Except for Homeboy here. We know he's a Republican and he's vaxxed. No,
I mean the black contingency. Well, this is where the Republican Party and the Democratic Party have overlap because you got nitwits on both sides who are anti-vaxxers.
Right.
Gotcha. But I'm just saying, Homeboy over here is Republican and he's vaccinated.
Yes, I'm a traitor.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Yeah. I gave in. I gave into the science because I don't believe that COVID, getting COVID and getting those COVID antibodies the natural way and surviving this shit was adequate enough. So yeah, I went and got vaxxed. Well, I got the dose, and then I got my second dose, and then I got my booster, and then when the fourth booster comes around, because we're gonna have the Megatron Optimus Prime variant.
Carter King.
That's right.
Carter King.
Exactly.
Alphatron.
There you go. Alphatron. Yeah.
Now hold on. Before we continue, what is okay? I've heard some grumblings that the quarantine period for the Omicron variant is only 5 days.
Yeah.
It is.
They shortened it.
Or is that for everything?
No. It's they shortened the quarantine for anyone who tests positive for COVID to 5 days.
Okay.
Now this is where I feel that's bullshit, right?
Right.
And this is the problem with people even believing anything.
Yeah.
Is that they keep shuffling the fucking rules.
Right.
And people are like, well, if this is the rule to keep us safe, then this should never change, right?
Right.
And I feel like they're floating these things back and forth, not on science, but from pressure from government because they want to keep the economy afloat. So if the wait period is shorter, that means people can get back to work sooner, XYZ,
Right.
Get more people sicker.
Yeah.
The cycle all over
again. Well, look, here's my life experience in the last 2 weeks. Christmas came.
Mm-hmm.
I work for the government.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We have mandatory vaccinations, but we're only like 70% vaxxed
Mhm.
in our locations. So somebody popped up. We got notification that somebody on the 23rd tested positive. We heard that on the 26th, somebody tested positive. We
Right.
heard on the 28th, somebody tested positive. Before I left work yesterday, I got a notification that somebody tested positive that day.
Yeah.
So we've been floating around the motherfucker with the virus
Yeah.
all week long, multiple people. They could have all
Yeah.
got it from the same person, who knows?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they gave us no indication of who the person was or
Right.
what department they work in.
Yeah.
I don't know who I was standing next to at the urinal in the bathroom or at the
You
sink.
were wearing a mask though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There you
But
go.
still, I'm touching shit. I don't, we're still there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're all fucking each other in the government.
Yeah, and we generally don't wear our mask while we're sitting at our desk. But what I'm saying is the shit is in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And bodily fluids.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
if I know who they are, then I can tell you directly if I had contact with that person and know whether or not I need to go get tested.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the minimum, I would know that. Like, oh, that person I never see. I didn't even eat next to them at lunch or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
No, I should go get tested.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get tested anyway, just to make sure. Now that this shit pops off, I'm just gonna have to get tested on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Just to be certain.
By the way, you don't have to put it up both nostrils. You just got to put it up one.
I prefer to.
Okay.
I like to be thorough.
All right.
Speaking of testing, so I have someone close to me who was feeling the reported symptoms of the Omicron variant.
Right.
And, just to be sure, they want to go get tested. Now,
Yeah.
I know they got tested because I bought the fucking tests.
Right.
So they did the at-home test, and the at-home test said negative. But to be sure, she went to go get tested by her doctor.
Right.
And that damn thing said positive.
Oh shit.
So it's like how now I'm questioning whether or not like these at-home tests are reliable.
Well, no, I mean nothing's 100%.
No, I understand that, but it does say like this is pretty accurate, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's just like a pregnancy test. It says positive, you still go to your doctor and get a verification.
I get that, but like how big of the question I'm asking is how big of what's the word I'm looking for? Discrepancy or like how different is it that how different is the at-home test from the actual test that doctors or whoever tests to that the results would be that different? You know what I mean? That's and that's why I'm asking, like, I wonder how accurate this thing is now. Because
I would say this: if you're having symptoms and you take it and it gives you whatever answer, you probably got it.
Right.
If you have no symptoms and you take it and then it's probably wrong.
Right. Well, I mean, it even says there, like, make sure that you have you put 4 drops on the tester thing, otherwise you might get a false positive or false negative. You can't read it past 15 minutes because it will give you a false result, like shit like that.
So basically you have to stand there and wait and look at it for 15 minutes
pretty much
and see what it says at that point, and then
and actually like you it's interesting you say pregnancy test because it looks like a fucking pregnancy test.
Oh yeah.
so but yeah, so it's like and the reason I'm asking that is because if it said she was negative or this person was negative, right, then and they go back to work, well, that's dangerous, you know what I mean? So because now that person is a carrier and can potentially spread it to
I'm totally with you, man. If I was president, should it be locked down right now still, like what I'm saying? But the economy is bouncing back. The economy is bouncing back, and we ain't gonna let nothing stand in its way, including your life.
Right.
You know,
I mean, it's
so,
you know, I'll say it's a very interesting time to live in. You know, because
so what's the problem is like there's a lot of misinformation. So like I had 2 videos I came across that caused debate. One was somebody ran a home test under the water and tested positive. So then now the conspiracies are the tests are fake or they don't work, or they are putting COVID in the water to kill us. Nobody's giving it to each other. They're giving it to us.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He tested it underwater?
He ran it underwater and then watched the test, which turned red or whatever immediately.
All right. Now, okay. So I'm not sure what test he used, but the test that I bought, you know, for this person, you know, they're very specific in saying you have to use this test properly, because otherwise you will get
anything less than proper will give you in a result. And well, this is my thing to people. I was like, one, don't believe everything you see on the internet, because he could have easily dismantled the test and put something else. He could have put a fucking strip from what do you call that shit? A pH balance test or some shit like that.
Like a litmus test.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that are just into making misinformation, right? So or you know, it could be the Russians or the Chinese. Who knows?
Right.
You know, so you don't know where you don't know what the provenance of this video is. You don't know what is right. You don't even know the nigga name who running the fucking test. You don't even know what brand of test he's using. You don't know what state he's in. You don't know what's in the water. You don't know if it's a setup or not. You know, anything could be happening at that point. But yet you're willing to run that up the flagpole, but you ain't never been to the CDC website to read anything.
Right.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm pretty sure that you're not supposed to fucking test it underwater. How dumb are you?
Yeah, like he just ran it. He just ran it under the sink and then just watched it change. And I'm like, and it changed fairly fast. So I'm like, if this test is supposed to take 15 minutes, how is it changing this fast in 15 seconds? And there's no hyperloop.
Right.
You know?
So it's either tampered or, you know, you didn't do it right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on now. Like any reasonable person would see that.
Yeah.
You know, like come on now.
You know, niggas are stupid. And then the other one is they're running with basically contradicting Joe Biden, where he said, like, if you get the vaccine, you won't catch the virus or something like that or other. Which I'm like, he's an old dude. He lied or he misrepresented the truth. But if you do the research, you'll find out that no vaccine stops infection. Right.
And that's the thing, right?
It's like that's what's you important. Get it starts fighting it.
Right.
So you have to get him. It is not like a energy bubble that keeps you from getting the fucking disease. The disease is out there of any kind, like the measles. You get it in your body, your body fights it off. If your body takes too long to fight it off and they replicate enough, you can pass that disease on to somebody else. Our society is largely vaccinated for measles, but somehow, some way, I caught the measles when I was like 13. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It made me sick. I didn't die.
You're vaccinated though, right?
Huh?
You're vaccinated for the measles, right?
Yeah.
That's why you didn't die.
Yeah. So it did its proper thing. So people are like, oh, you get the shot, but you can still catch it. But like there is a thing that they haven't expressed to the public. There is COVID infection, which is when you get it, you start feeling symptoms, you've been infected. Then there's COVID disease, and that's when the shit has taken over, and now you're fucked up and need a doctor.
Right.
You may be able to beat the infection, depending on your viral load, possibly, in your immune system. But if it overwhelms your system, you get COVID disease. That's what leads you into the hospital and leads to death.
Right.
And then if you survive that, then you have if you survive any of this, you can end up with the lasting long-term post
Syndrome?
effects, of COVID, that range in a bunch of different areas of like having a heart attack, cardiovascular disease, shit with your kidneys,
Destroying your blood.
destroying your blood, a whole bunch of,
Chino almost had his blood destroyed completely by the Rona.
Yeah, it did destroy my fucking blood to the point where I had to get 2 units of blood pumped into me. Yeah, like so like I'm not, I'm not saying get vaccinated. I'm not saying get the shit serious because because I'm parroting whatever people are saying. I have personal fucking experience. You know what I mean? And it's relevant and scary enough for me to say, hey man, pay attention to to what you're supposed to be fucking doing, because like I don't want what happened to me to happen to you.
Well, I am of the opposite opinion. I'm at the point now where it's just survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? Like
I feel you.
Yeah, like here's my take. Let me give you my Republican stance on this one. All right.
Okay.
Survival of the fittest. A lot of people like to think that it means big and strong motherfuckers. Yoked out Dwayne the Rock Johnson types.
They are misinformed.
That is not the strongest. All right. In our species, the strongest that survive are the ones that adapt. What helps us adapt is our big fucking brains. So nature typically weeded out the fucking morons early in life.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But because of modern technology and modern medicine and conveniences, more and more of us are living longer, which means that the dumb breed, passing on their dumb genes, right? Or nurturing their stupidity onto their offspring, which is what usually happens. Right. Otherwise, there wouldn't be nearly 8 billion of us on the planet, right?
Oh, right. So,
modern
people be fucking
right, modern medicine, right? The same motherfuckers that gave us penicillin and antibiotics. The same modern medicine that gave us Viagra. Oh, don't question that shit. Oh, this makes your dick hard. Give me the pill. Give me the pill. Give it to me.
I'd like to have one of those too, please.
Right? See, I
can fuck you for hours.
Same modern medicine that gave us that shit. Right? Gave us cocaine. Right? Mm-hmm. Gave us morphine, opioids,
aspirin. Heroin, which is made by the same company, by the way.
Right. Same motherfucking modern science, right? That also gave us, a lot of fucking weird experiments and shit, but still gave us an mRNA vaccine that is more effective than, traditional vaccines.
Right.
And motherfuckers aren't going to take it. Fuck them. Let them die.
Well, here's the thing.
They've made their coffin. I say, lay in it.
Okay, so here's the deal. A guy on the internet, and I got to research it to make sure it's true, who claims that he is the inventor of the mRNA method of vaccine making, claims that you shouldn't give it to kids.
Right.
But I will say he looks like a wacko now.
Right. And that's what's interesting about this whole thing, right? You had mentioned, hey, Jones, you had mentioned earlier about misinformation. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Yeah. I think that proper education is key. Now what proper education is, that's not it really is up to the fucking experts to figure out what that shit is. But I think the proliferation of misinformation is largely due to social media and the tech that we have now. We are interconnected in ways that we've never been before. This is fucking unprecedented, and you could connect with someone across the fucking world, no problems. You know what I mean? And that allows for a lot of info to get passed, and and sad to say, there is a lot of misinformation out there. And I forgot my point that I was trying to go with that, because it was going to tie it into what Homeboy was saying. Forgive me, I'm high.
And that brings us to our next segment, the Darwin Awards.
Hold on. I had So there's a video of the dude who claims he made the shit, saying don't give it to kids because it would create myocarditis or mild carditis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's inflammation of the heart.
Yeah. Now, so far, out of the millions and millions that we have vaccinated so far, they only have 1,200 cases, and people are making a video. It's like, see, we told you.
Well, okay,
we told you. And I'm like, do you understand that 1,200 is less than 1% of the millions?
Right.
You know,
Listen,
like,
look.
Like, motherfuckers, do your math.
By the way, I remember my point now, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. Give me your point.
Well, just so I don't forget this point that I was going to make about what Hey Jones just said, I'm going to say it. Typically, I think based off of my training in anatomy, children have a pericardium. It goes away as you age for most people, and that's an encasement of your heart. You know, I mean, it's like a sheath almost, right? And I think maybe that's what's giving kids myocarditis, or why they're more prone to it. But the point from earlier about this claim thing, right? Like, there's a lot of people that will give you claims as evidence when they aren't evidence; they're just more claims.
Well,
and so that's why it's very important to be educated and ask questions and fucking do your research.
Well, the problem here is the news media is running that shit up. I'm like, 1,200 out of millions, and you're gonna create a fucking panic where people are not gonna listen.
Man,
right? Like I said, misinformation.
Look, these are the same fucking people that believe some spirit in the sky came down, fucked a teenager, and gave them their goddamn Christ.
Right.
It is the world we live in.
Not what you think.
The world we live in.
Merry Christmas.
I could just see the fucking conversation, with Mary, right?
Yeah.
She's got that baby bump. She's like, this, she's getting like weird looks.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, this? It's not what you think. I was fucked by a ghost.
Was it Patrick Swayze?
Right.
Which brings us to our next segment, the Darwin Awards.
That's right, the Darwin Awards.
That's right. Last year, I don't think we did our Darwin Awards. Did we? Did we do the Darwin Awards last year? I think we did Herman Cain, right? Like we said. Oh, we did.
We did, yeah.
We did do the Darwin Awards.
We
did that.
We had
guy,
a podcast. We had an episode. Yeah.
Yeah, we had that. It was that guy who was having a threesome with his buddy and some chick, and there was a knock at the door, and he thought it was his wife, and he tried climbing out the window, and then he fell to his death. That's
right. We did talk about that guy.
Yeah, that was
just room service.
Right. Yeah. All right. So we got three motherfuckers that we're gonna recognize in helping eliminate the stupid out of the species.
Who these people be?
All right. First up, Berkeley, California, September 12th, 2021. Now I'm going off of the Darwin Awards website, right? So I got to give credit to darwinawards.com. You'll notice that there aren't a whole lot of Darwin Award winners this year because we were still isolating. So a lot of motherfuckers weren't going out and doing dumb shit to get themselves killed like they usually do whenever there's not a pandemic going on. So
right.
So roll a fat cigar of brain power for two mental midgets who climbed out of their vehicles on busy Interstate 80 to argue about who slammed into whom. In short order, both Argle-Bargles got slammed into again, this time without the protection of a metal cage.
Wow.
Oh, wait. What term do they use? Argle-Bargle?
Argle-Bargles.
For the record, we didn't say that. Darwin Awards said that, so
yes,
that's not going to cancel us.
Yes. So that's
the fuck?
Right. Yeah. I can't. I mean, I can see that. Motherfuckers are dumb. You know, like they get in, they you know, you get a little fender bender on the freeway, you know, cars zooming past you at 80, 90 miles an hour because it's California. You know,
Mhm.
you just get out. You feel safe, you know, like, oh, these motherfuckers will see me. And then slam.
I mean, newsflash, kid. You're smaller than the average bear. They're not
Right.
gonna fucking see you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would imagine, you know, whether it's day or night, man, look, people are stupid. Okay. All right. I mean, what is it? Again, these are if people believe a ghost fucked a teenager, you know, gave them
Right.
their Christ. Oh, look, our Lord and Savior. You know, but I was driving in the rain, and motherfuckers, I don't know what it is, but it seemed like they were in a bigger hurry. While when it
Right.
rains than when it's not raining. Like, oh, let me hurry up and get out of this rain.
Oh, bro. Speaking of which,
You know what I mean?
let me tell you. The way I see that happening is like, you're right. It's almost like they can't fucking wait to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's like, here, Jesus, take the wheel. I wait for no goddamn rapture.
Right.
And I want to see him right the fuck now. Jesus, take
Exactly.
the wheel. There it is.
Exactly. Like you know what would be cool to do today? Hydroplane. Let's go hydroplaning. In fact, let me just unbuckle my seatbelt and, you know, raw dog it today.
Yeah. Let me unbuckle my seatbelt and turn on my fucking cruise control. There you go.
Right.
Exactly. Put it at 80 and let's just Jesus, there you go. You got the con.
I'm coming, Jesus. I'll be right there.
yeah, no, like something weird. Well, not weird. I was driving in the rain yesterday going to work.
Right. Why aren't your hands moving?
I don't know. This shit is freezing up again.
Okay.
There's a gray BMW in the lane next to me, far back, but I can't see it right initially. I can see the lights of the truck behind it, but this motherfucker has smoked out lenses on his lights, and they're all off. So there's no brake lights.
So he's driving in stealth mode. Is that what he's doing?
Driving in stealth mode.
Is he Batman?
at 7 in the morning. At 7 in the morning in a heavy rainstorm. So like his car is gray. It's almost the exact color of the haze of all the water droplets are creating.
So he is in stealth mode.
Yeah. So he almost got stealth. He almost got stealth killed because I almost switched lanes right on him.
Oh man.
But and he's speeding too, right?
Yeah.
So like everybody else is driving a little bit below the speed limit.
Yeah.
And keeping
most
traffic
traffic,
safe distance.
Yeah, most traffic was going like 40 miles per hour on the freeway.
Yeah, we were probably going a little bit. We were probably like in the 55 zone.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of diesels, but everybody's keeping a safe space, you know, 4 or 5 car lengths from
they're social distancing.
Yeah.
So wait, so he is Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost crashed into Batman, hey Jones.
No, Batman almost crashed into me. Hope he's insured.
Oh man.
So I go to switch lanes because I'm getting a little too close to the car in front of me, right?
Yeah.
So like, let me get over, and this last lane doesn't have any, you know, no cars in it.
Yeah.
So I always when it's raining, always like double or triple check my lane before I make my lane changes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw the car, the bigger truck behind that car with lights. So I'm like, okay, that's way back there. And then I look forward again, and then I look in my mirror to double check and check my blind spot. I don't see anything. When I go for the third check, I'm like, what's that hazy shit moving a little bit too fast?
Stealth mode activated.
Yeah.
Is that Batman?
Because usually on the third view, I'm actually transitioning and looking just in case. And I started transition, and then I saw it and moved back. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is this nigga's lights not on?
Oh man.
You know, like literally the only reason why I saw them is because I saw 2 black things moving, which were the smoked out lenses of the front lights.
Right.
Then he gets it, you know, he passes me, then gets traffic, hops into the rideshare lane and guns it. And then runs it, you know, he eventually has to brake. And when he does, I see, oh, excuse me. Oh, he does have brake lights and blinkers, but they're not on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, are you trying to die?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, that's
he is.
Yep. That's it. Batman's trying to Darwin Award himself.
Like, do you need to look this cool on the freeway in a rainstorm? Like, this is not a car show.
Yeah, he's Batman.
Yeah,
I mean,
Batman.
what does BMW stand for? Batmobile. I'm trying to come up with a W word that works.
Hold on.
Yep. Batmobile something. Anyway. Yeah, Batman's trying to die. Well, see, here in Vegas, thankfully, I don't have to contend with a lot of traffic. But when it rains here, it seems like people forget how to drive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I saw a what was that? That was Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. Went out to the valley to go have Christmas dinner with some friends, and we're on the 101. Went from 5 to the 101. We're driving smooth, everything's good. I'm like, wow, this is the best traffic ever. And then as soon as we got near our spot, we were on the 101, and then everything came to a screeching halt. When we get past the accident, there is a Jeep that has been cracked open like an egg.
God, really?
Yeah, and the slowdown is because everybody's stopping to watch.
Yep.
They're like, fuck Christmas, let's see if anybody died.
We already know Jesus dies.
Yeah.
Right?
And it started heavy raining too. So like while we're driving out there, the rain had picked up. So it was like, I understand why an accident might have happened, right? But then on the way back home, it was like super fucking rainy, like storm rain, like where you could see the rain shift with the wind and shit. So we're taking the same freeways back. I stayed in the slow lane all the way home and still couldn't get around doofuses doing dumb shit. Yeah. Motherfucker missed his lane. He was on the next lane over from me, crossed in front of me really close, and then crossed over the median and then hopped into the off-ramp without looking.
That was Dominic Toretto.
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious. Yeah.
Fuck that nigga. You know, but it was just constantly people doing, oh, you driving too slow. I'm like, dude, do you see how much rain there is?
Right.
Like any more speed, we're gonna be hydroplane at it, you know, if you hit the brakes.
Yeah, that's what they want to do.
and I'm like, I'm in a truck. So once I start moving, nigga, it's gonna be on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was totally crazy, very scary fucking drive. Because I'm like, I'm not afraid of what I'm doing. I'm afraid of what dumbasses are gonna do.
Right.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's always the other mammals on the road that you got to watch out for.
And if I could have took the streets home and got home in less than an hour, I would have. But I was like in the valley, it would have took hours to get home on the street.
So every time I go somewhere, like I'm going to work or I'm going to the store or whatever, my wife always tells me like, be safe, and I reply, I'm always safe. And she says, yeah, but watch out for idiots though.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, I'm not saying I'm the best driver in the world, but I'm a pretty fucking good driver. I'm safe. I'm always fucking safe, And so it's not me I'm worried about. It's everybody else.
Yep.
So,
and you know what? The irony is everybody says the same thing.
Right? Like, I was just thinking now, I wonder how many people think the same way.
Yeah, everybody.
Look, I've never gotten a moving violation. I've only hit one car on the freeway, and that was because it was a 101 and the 405. I tried to switch lanes and the speeder came by, and instead of letting the speeder hit me, I swerved back into my lane, ended up clipping somebody's bumper, but no injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, I'm a super safe driver. People complain that I drive too slow, but I'm like, I drive the speed limit. I'm not a speed racer. Safety first. Homeboy
Yeah.
complains about this when I drive. Um, you know,
Yeah.
I pick a lane and I stay in it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
None of this zip zapping through the fucking traffic. It's not necessary.
I
We'll
typically
get
do the same
There's
thing.
there's too many cars on the freeway to do that anymore. So yeah.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Batman on the road doing dumb shit, let's go to Superman.
Okay. What Superman do?
This is apparently in 2005, right? So
Mhm.
not quite. I mean, I guess this was contributed for 2021, submitted for 2021, but this happened back in 2005.
It's recent memory, I guess.
Yeah.
Recent enough.
Petty Officer Brandon Dilbert, a pseudonym, of the United States Navy, was like so many heroes before him. He lost his life while in service to his country and is officially honored with the full respect due to a fallen hero, and literally fallen because the cause of death was Supermaning out of a naval helicopter while performing a crazy stunt on the stern cargo ramp.
Right. Come on now.
This
Okay.
is, and I'm reading directly from the Darwin Awards, so you know. Brandon was serving his. I can't take credit for the wittiness of this article. Brandon was serving his country during the war in Iraq, and Supermaning had recently been invented by certain troops goofing off an aircraft, such as large helicopters with a rear cargo exit. Somebody
Like a Chinook.
Yes, I think that's what it is. Somebody, such as Petty Officer Brandon Dilbert, would contrive a makeshift harness using a safety belt or cargo strap, then lower their body out the back of the aircraft with legs outstretched and arms straight out ahead, flying horizontally, just like Superman with one fist pumped forward. In this sensationally relatable pose, Superman must hold tight to that makeshift harness to defeat the supernaturally strong winds and allow pictures taken, then mightily haul oneself back into the aircraft before the pilots find out.
That's just a fucking recipe for disaster. Continue.
Yeah. So, the MH-53 is the largest helicopter in the United States, cruising at a nominal speed of 138 miles per hour and carrying 52 troops and 36,000 pounds of cargo. So yeah, that, double-bladed helicopter.
Yeah, it's a
That's
Chinook.
right. Yes. The pilots were unaware of the crew's nonsense because cargo obstructs the aft view in a fully loaded MH-53. And it is common for military helicopters to fly with the cargo ramp partly opened. No way the pilots could see Cruz sitting on the open ramp, but if they did, they would laugh first and ask questions second, because that's just how we do.
You're right. That's just how we do.
That's just how we do. To be specific about this instance, one in a series later investigation revealed, Petty Officer Brandon strapped a 10-foot belt under his shoulders and slowly let himself out over the edge of the cargo ramp while fellow crews tapped winning photos of his antics. But his iron grip did slip, and the full weight of his body was briefly held by the loose harness, which soon slipped from under his arms off his shoulders, sending him falling 125 feet into the Persian Gulf.
Right. Yep. On the water? I suppose
so.
it doesn't at that point. I don't think it would matter that much, because from that height, even if you hit the water,
Yeah.
you're hitting concrete essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless he Greg Louganis is it, but I doubt it.
Right.
Yeah.
He ain't that talented.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he strapped himself off a fucking helicopter. Yeah,
Right.
he's not that goddamn talented.
A vivid mental poster imagines the bystander asking, "Are you okay?" and the super petty officer responding with an A-OK hand sign, leaving only one hand holding the strap. Oops. Yep. That's what happened. He gave an A-OK and then whoops. One can also imagine the crew suddenly radioing the pilots to slow and descend. Oh, no reason. Just seems a bit high. We're flying, a bit drafty in here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Can you imagine that shit? You know, the motherfucker falls out the back of the fucking helicopter and everyone's like, oh shit. Oh, we're all fucked now.
Yep. But who's the most senior person? Who's in charge?
Well, I'm about to get to that.
All right.
Rear Admiral Denby H. Starling II, yes, the Admiral's real name, was
Wow.
the commander of the Atlantic Naval Air Force at the time, under whose aegis the MH-53 from Mine Countermeasure Squadron 15 operated. The good Admiral had never heard of supermanning, but after investigation determined that this unsafe and unallowable practice had gone on for a decade
Seriously?
or more.
What the fuck, dude?
Four
Some people
other-
just want to die.
Yeah, yeah. Some people, you know, you know how bored people do, right? You know, you
Right.
combine that with military equipment, and oh man, someone's gonna die.
Right. Well, I
Horse-
mean,
Horseplay leads to sick bay.
look, I was bored. Well, bored enough
Yeah,
to where, I did some fuck shit, but not that kind of fuck shit.
yeah, exactly.
Like mine was the good kind.
Yeah, this would be like, you know, on a Navy ship, this would be the equivalent of someone bringing like a wakeboard, right? A fucking a tether, right?
Mhm.
Jumping off the back end of the ship, right? While it's going like 30 knots, 30 plus
All ahead
knots
flank.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, all ahead. And just jumping out the back so that you can go wakeboarding on the rooster tail.
And they get chopped up by the fucking props.
Probably.
I mean, I guess.
Yep.
If you it's just that's dumb as fuck.
Yep. 4 other crewmen in the squadron admitted to having Superman in the past. Heads then rolled, and many were stripped of their aircrew designations. Which, by the way, the kind of shit you have to go through to get an aircrew your aircrew wings, you know, you would not want to have those taken away for doing some fuck shit.
Exactly.
Like, it is arduous training. There's a high failure rate to that shit. So, you know. Ironically, the petty officer's death was ruled as in the line of duty, and he joins the pantheon of American heroes who lost their lives during the Second Iraq War.
Wow.
Yep.
So are we choosing a winner? How many nominations do we have?
Oh, we got one more. We got one more. All right. This last one, I'd like to dedicate to all the dumb fucks who did not get vaccinated, who got COVID, ended up in the hospital, and before they get intubated, begging for the vaccine. To you guys win the ultimate Darwin Award.
All right.
I'd agree.
Well then. Yeah.
Yeah, think
Oh.
about it. All of you dumb anti-vaxxers, right, win the ultimate Darwin Award over 2 guys who got out of their cars on a busy freeway and a dumbass who was flying out the back end of a helicopter and fell into the Persian Gulf.
Oh, well, I want to throw in here a COVID caution story.
right.
I don't want to throw them in as Darwin Awards because it's kind of satisfying. But people, please take heed. So there was a married couple that'd been together since they were teenagers, right? First love kind of shit.
Yeah.
They caught COVID from their 2 teenage children. They had 2 twins.
Yeah.
They caught COVID, gave it to them.
Right.
They had it very shortly and died.
Wow.
The husband never got vaccinated because he was doing his research.
Right.
And the mother had just decided that she was going to get it, but hadn't made her appointment yet. They caught the shit from their kids, and within a week they were dead. And that's the problem, right? So, like, do you want to become a carrier of this shit to where you can easily affect your grandparents, your parents,
right,
or any elderly or person with a pre-existing condition or some shit like that, do you
Right.
want to be the person to bring death into your family?
You know, I posed that question to someone when it was happening. It was last year, right around September, I believe it was. But I posed this question to this person. I said, you know, you say that it only kills what 1% of the people who get it. Okay,
Right.
fair enough, right? But what if you're part of that 1%?
Yeah.
And this person says, well, if it's my time, it's my time. I said, all right, fair enough. If that's how you feel and believe, okay. I can't take that away from you. But what I can do is ask you this following question, which is, what if it was your child who got it?
Yeah.
Would you still have the same views? Better yet, what if it was your grandchild who got it?
Yeah.
Would you have the same response? Now, this person responded to me, but everything that they said was a circular argument.
Right.
And not one point addressed the question that I asked.
And they're a nurse, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait a minute. Like, you have medical training somewhat. You know, you see what these things do to people.
Right.
Or maybe you don't. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure which part of the hospital you work at.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, knowing what you know about how the body works, right? That should inform your decision, not this thing that you hear from your political party or whoever it is that you like to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, like what the fuck? So it's sad, actually.
It is, but the Darwin Awards are all about learning from other people's mistakes, so you don't get dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be the harbinger of death in your family, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Or, get vaccinated so, death doesn't come knocking on your door. How about that?
Because that was the issue I had with Joe Rogan, right? He went out, did all this risky behavior, caught COVID, came home and was like, oh, I took ivermectin and I'm okay. Versus, let's talk about how many people you possibly infected that might have died.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned Joe Rogan, because now I can use that on the SEO. Joe Rogan and the Darwin Awards year-end wrap-up.
Yeah. So I'm like, you do events, you hang out at bars, you hang out at what do you call it, comedy clubs. You got on the plane to fly back home. You took Uber or taxi possibly to and from the airport.
Passing that shit off like,
and all that
patient
time,
fucking zero.
Yep. You passing it around. So you don't know how many motherfuckers you made sick.
Yeah.
Because like, well, if Florida doesn't say I need to wear a mask, then I'm not going to wear a mask kind of bullshit. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you might have put people in the hospital. And I'm like, that's been like, I have no problem with me getting sick and dying. Right.
Yeah.
But I do have a problem with me possibly giving that to my lady or anybody in my family.
And they die.
Them dying.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know, like imagine how those twins feel.
Right.
That they brought death into their home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get over that trauma.
Yeah. Like, is that worth putting this poison in my veins? You know?
Right. Yeah. But when they go, all right. You know how much it costs? The treatment is about $155,000 fucking dollars per person that dies of COVID, let alone survives it. 150 grand. All right. And these motherfuckers are lucky that the government is paying for that shit. All of these nurses and doctors, right? So I was gonna say some shit about Joe Rogan. We got to get back to Joe Rogan and him getting canceled in Canada.
Oh yeah, I thought that was lovely.
Yeah, but whatchamacallit, all of these nurses and doctors, right, is like a deployment that hasn't stopped from March 30th, 2020, right? It's like a deployment that just hasn't fucking ended. When we go on deployment, we're on deployment for like 6 months. The Army
typically
would do 12-month stints, right? These motherfuckers are going on to year 3 of this shit, looking at death every fucking day.
Well, we had Skid as a guest.
Dr.
earlier
Manhattan.
this year.
We had Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan, right?
Yeah.
Now, and Skid would, he was talking about like for his entire shift, all he was doing was putting people in body bags.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Let's.
But Dr. Manhattan was like, we got people before they get intubated begging us to get the vaccine, and we tell them like this is not how
it's too late.
Too late. You got
how
it
it works. It's not how vaccines work.
Yeah, you already got the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're gonna help you now.
Yeah. There
too late there, homie.
There have been 800,000 fucking people who have died, and only a handful of them believe that it was still a hoax when they were dying, right? all the other ones, right? The not handful of assholes, those motherfuckers, all of them begging for the fucking vaccine. Begging. Well, once the vaccine was out, of course.
Well, they're I guess they don't want to see Jesus that early.
Nope.
They changed their mind.
Yeah. They're like, I changed my mind about seeing Jesus. Can I get the vaccine now? Save my life. I want to see my kids again. And here's the thing that pisses me off, right? New York saw a 400% increase in child hospitalizations, right? Imagine if kids start fucking dying, all right? We felt all sad and bad that, because adults are like, oh, we can't see our family members before they die. Think about how scared those people are, not being able to see their family, only seeing doctors in masks and shit, right?
Yep.
Imagine how scared adults are. Now imagine that shit happening to fucking kids. And that's what pisses me the fuck off about all these goddamn anti-vaxxers. Because they're not getting their fucking kids vaccinated. They don't have a fucking choice, all right? Their death is on your fucking heads, you fucking assholes.
Well,
that went dark really quickly.
The number of children being hospitalized is going up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's up by 80%.
Yep.
And I told people, it's like when your kids go back to these schools, and a lot of these schools like, oh, fuck wearing masks, the children's gonna bring home that disease to their parents, and the parents are gonna get sick, and some of them are gonna die, and some of these children are gonna die.
Thankfully,
and when the kids start dying enough,
most of them are Republican.
and when the kids start dying enough, motherfuckers gonna start taking it serious.
Will they though?
Something similar. Nah,
will they though?
I mean, they didn't take Sandy Hook seriously.
Right. I was just gonna say that. I was gonna point out earlier, like if they care so much about Sandy Hook, then or our children, what about Sandy Hook?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We can't let dead children stand in the way of our rights to bear arms.
Yeah. We can't let them stand in the way of our right to feel comfortable and convenient not wearing a mask. You know how hard it is to You know how hard it is to breathe through a thin piece of cloth? Oh my God.
It ain't that fucking bad, God damn it.
No.
It's annoying, but it's not bad.
I pretty much wear a fucking wetsuit with vents and a fucking carbon filter over my face.
Look, and I've said this before, the only thing I have an issue with wearing a mask, really, I may joke about it, but the only real issue I have is it flattens my beard down. That's it. So it looks like this weird thing when I take it off where, like it's pressed part way and then it flares back out. It's like I have a weird chin or some shit. That's it. Purely an aesthetic thing for me.
Like if I grow my beard big enough to cover my lips and mouth, can it be my mask?
Right. There you go.
Right. It's a natural filter, right?
Yep. That's what your nose hairs are for.
Right.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to Joe Rogan's fucking dumbass who's like, got his show in Canada canceled because he's not vaccinated.
Yep.
Like,
so
almost every country requires you to be vaccinated to travel.
Got his sold out show canceled.
Yeah.
What were you saying? What were you saying, homeboy? That you need to have your vaccines if you want to travel to Canada, right?
Not just Canada, to any country with white people in it.
Okay. Like Norway?
Yeah.
Iceland?
France? Oh yeah, Iceland.
France.
Oh man, we learned about Iceland last episode, right? You think those those horny Icelandic women want to deal with your COVID cooties? Fuck no.
Right.
No.
You can't fuck properly when you're sick.
And they want to blame it on fucking woke culture and cancel culture. I'm like, look, all right, look, let me dispel this myth. Cancel culture doesn't fucking exist, right? And woke culture doesn't exist either. All right. Canceling people or canceling shit and staying woke started on Black Twitter as idioms, right? Canceling things was just a joke, right? It was just, it was just a fucking joke. And this is what happens when white people take something from the Black community and then dial it up to 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then staying woke culture isn't about, what people think it is. Staying woke is about not getting got by the man, okay? All these fucking Republicans and don't tread on me motherfuckers should be all about the woke culture. Because being woke is about don't let the government catch you fucking slipping. That's what being woke means. All right? Don't let these cops catch you slipping. Stay woke. That's what being woke means. Okay? All right? And if you were on some fuck shit, right, you canceled. All right? And as a matter of fact,
is achieved.
Yeah, exactly. Peak wokeness has been achieved. And let me tell you, as a matter of fact, I don't see what's wrong with the quote unquote cancel culture. Motherfuckers that are getting canceled for saying fucked up shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you're hyper today.
Shit, you want some fuck shit and you get canceled, you get called out on that shit, apologize and move forward with your life. Don't defend yourself.
Hey, hit the blunt for me one time. just once, dude.
Look, man, cancel culture does exist, but it's usually by powerful people who make people vanish.
Oh, yeah, you mean like Jeffrey Epstein got canceled? Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein got canceled.
Canceled. When
Pablo Escobar got canceled.
No, I mean, but like in American history, like we were openly blackballing people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like Eartha Kitt got canceled. You know what I'm saying?
What is it? The red during the Red Scare, McCarthyism, when all of those people in Hollywood got blackballed for being communist.
Yeah. So people, and the Republicans might complain about cancel culture the most, but they want people canceled because they turn around and be like, see what he said? He should be canceled too.
Well, Republicans are the ones that try canceling shit the most. Look at they're over there trying to cancel CRT.
Yeah.
In places that CRT doesn't even get taught.
Matter of fact, they've actually gotten teachers and principals fired or removed for teaching CRT, which they weren't. They were just telling the fucking truth of history.
And they got canceled.
And they got canceled. Yeah. So like this whole debate on which side has cancel culture and which side doesn't is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It is. The Republicans tried canceling KISS, the Knights in Satan's Service, because if you played their records backwards, you could hear satanic messages. Same thing with the Beatles.
They tried the OG cancel motherfuckers.
They tried canceling the Beatles because they were a couple of sexy British motherfuckers with bowl haircuts, right? And the girls were just going all crazy about their, love, love, love. Hold on, let me turn my camera to love, 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 bullshit, rock and roll and shit. They tried canceling Elvis because he fucking shook his hips on national television, and that drove the women wild and shit. Like, him shaking his hips on television was going to get all their teenage girls pregnant and shit.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. Canceling shit. Then you got the Westboro Baptists over here canceling fucking soldiers. Let me tell you, you know what? Let me climb onto the Blue Lives Matter shit. All right. All these motherfuckers are about Blue Lives Matter, right? Blue Lives is about law enforcement, right? Up until law enforcement reaches the federal government level. Those are officers of the law too. All right. All right. So either all Blue Lives Matter or none of them fucking matter, right? Blue Lives, FBI, law enforcement, ATF, law enforcement, DEA, law enforcement, U.S. Marshals, law enforcement. You know,
Coast Guard.
not just your local fucking cops, you fucking morons. Those aren't just the only blue lives. But when it comes to federal law enforcement, oh fuck them. I hope they all die. Fuck you. I
They
got
ain't
my
gonna take
AR.
my guns.
Yeah, I got my AR-15 so that I can fight the government. Well, who the fuck you think you're gonna fight, you fucking idiot? You're gonna fight law enforcement, them blue lives that matter so much to you. Yeah.
You are hyper today.
I am on one today.
Well,
Well, it is a
continue.
year-end review, right? I mean,
it is, yeah. It is the year-end review. Yep.
I'm just
Yeah.
pointing out your hypocrisies, people. Just pointing out your hypocrisies. You're a fucking
Yeah.
bunch of idiots.
Here's the biggest shit, right?
Yeah.
So Herschel Walker is running for governor of Atlanta, I think.
Right.
His son, who happens to be gay
Right.
and biracial,
Yep.
is trying to be the next Candace Owens.
Oh my God.
So he
That
went
cunt.
on a rant blaming the high gas prices on Joe Biden and all this other shit. While
Right.
he's in a Range Rover,
Oh
his
man.
dad's a celebrity. He doesn't work. And he's a college student who has whose dad is fronting all the bills.
Right.
So I'm like, who are you to complain about the price of gas when you don't have to work to pay for it? And you're in a luxury vehicle that's probably only taking premium. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Another dumb motherfucker who was born on third and swore he hit a fucking triple.
Yeah. Mark Lamont Hill had him on the show to debate him, and he was like, you have all these black people get to say whatever they want about white people, and they don't get canceled. But if a white person says anything about a black person, they get canceled. And he was like, show me any evidence. He was like, well, there's so many, I can't even pick an example for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But all they do is feed the bullshit to their audience. Like, this is the bullshit that they believe. So let me go ahead and back that up. And as a black person, is more validity because I'm saying it,
Right.
versus, well, not versus, but you're just a sellout.
Yeah.
Like, you're willing to say anything about your kind to get favor with another kind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody on either sides respects you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Nobody likes a turncoat.
You're just
You
a
know what I'm
fucking
saying?
token.
Mhm.
Yeah. And because you'll do that for them, you're opportunist, so you'll flip the script at a certain point against me. So, we keep you around to keep you around.
Yeah.
But when it all goes down, they don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And on top of the fact that Herschel Walker is probably a wife beater. and
Herschel Walker, the football player, right?
Yeah, and this is these Christian right people are up here pumping him up, and I'm like, if he has criminal record saying that he done smacked up his wife,
Yeah.
why are y'all running? Because that's gonna come out. Somebody's gonna pull that rabbit out of the hat.
Here, this brings me to another complaint I have about these fucking Republicans. Right? Like, I know I'm Republican, right? Who in the fuck said all these women can run for fucking office? Shouldn't they be in the fucking kitchen pregnant, barefoot? Isn't that in the Bible? Aren't these like traditional Bible thumpers? Like, if you believe in the Bible that fucking much, why is your husband letting you simp his ass and you got the power? Like Lauren Boebert, right? She would better serve her country if she was on Pornhub.
Wouldn't she though?
Yes, because at least her mouth would be full of something, so she wouldn't be able to talk.
Good point.
All right, but seriously, all of these fucking, I don't know why the Republicans even let women run for office. They should be in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant, making their husbands meals, taking care of the children and shit.
We're canceled.
That is the
No,
hypocrisy.
no,
That is the
no.
hypocrisy of the what do you call it? The Republican Party.
Yeah.
I only say it's going to get the. I mean, I know you don't really, feel that way.
No.
Right? You're. It's satire, but just because you said that, oh look, Homeboy said this shit, cancel him.
Oh,
Cancel the Chino
no.
and Homeboy show.
Oh no, actually, I do feel that way.
Well, touche.
Like, I don't personally believe that women should be barefoot and pregnant. I'm like, ladies, go get that money, right? But don't go, pressing your Jesus on us, going like, traditional families. I'm like, traditional families means you in the kitchen, barefoot and fucking pregnant, squeezing out fucking kids for your husband. All right, that's
what I mean. Yeah,
that's your traditional family. Otherwise, shut your fucking cock hole. You know what I mean? Like every time one of these Republican ladies, talk, I'm like, who the fuck took the penis out of her mouth? She ain't making no goddamn sense.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. They need to put the cock back in that mouth to shut them the fuck up.
Like what? Why was what's her name? Sarah Palin picked for vice president instead of her husband?
Because she was hot.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's what they wanted. Or eye candy, because that's what we want in politics. We don't care what your policies are, just as long as you look hot. Unless you're a man, then you got to be white. Then you got to be white and dumpy.
It
You say do her again?
It was an imagery. It was an imagery. So like, Hillary Clinton started to run, so we need women in here to counter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like a woman though. She looks like my fucking balls.
But she has a vagina. More. She has a vagina and has given birth to a female child.
Yeah.
She looks like a slightly better looking Mother Teresa. They both need moisturization. They both look like my balls in different.
Oh my god.
She was a woman of advanced age by the time she ran.
Yeah, let me tell you something about Sarah Palin. I'm pretty sure that everybody, as soon as she opened her mouth and said some dumb shit, they said the same thing I did. Who the fuck took the cock out of that woman's mouth?
I like the Lisa Ann version better of Sarah Palin. Anyway, yeah. Lisa Ann.
Oh man, that was great.
And
let's
she's
see.
a big sports fan. Anyway, continue.
Oh, but I was gonna say because of Hillary Clinton, the Republicans had to put women on Front Street.
Yeah.
And then after Obama won, so then they had to throw some colored folks in. So then we got the Latinos and people who were running, and we got Herman Cain.
Wait, is Ted Cruz considered to be Latino?
No.
I thought it was Canadian. What about Marco Rubio?
Yes.
Okay.
No, Marco Rubio's Latino.
No, he's not.
What is he?
Fucking anal saprophyte.
Nigga, come on.
He's Republican. He's a Republican.
he's of the anal saprophyte race.
But by that he means he's Republican. And he is Latino.
Yeah. I mean, look, Teddy Roosevelt was a real Republican, okay? That's my guy. That's my guy. We need more bull moose Republicans like Teddy Roosevelt. All right. Who believe in taxing the rich and not exploiting America for its natural resources.
Well, there you go. I was just going to say, why don't you explain what you mean to the kids who aren't paying attention?
Okay. So the kids that aren't paying attention, Teddy Roosevelt was the most badass motherfucker that, we've ever had. I mean, I know a lot of people want to say Andrew Jackson was one of the baddest motherfuckers, but look, that goes to George Washington and the founding fathers, because those motherfuckers actually fought a goddamn war. All right. Teddy Roosevelt he killed a lot of Native Americans, can't forgive him for that. But when he was giving a speech, he was shot in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, he had his speech in his pocket, so that stopped the bullet.
That must
was
have been
still-
a long ass speech.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It totally was. It was folded and thick as fuck.
It's a phone
and-
book.
Yeah.
And a Bible in his fucking chest.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the small ones you get from the hotels.
And you know what this motherfucker did? This motherfucker was bleeding, and he went right back up on that stage and gave his goddamn speech.
Damn. What did he say? I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time.
Yeah,
I'm one of the best singing, best looking motherfuckers you ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how he started his speech.
Damn, he's more badass than Rick James.
In fact, he said that. I'm Rick James, bitch.
I'm gonna start saying that shit too. Like, I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. I'm one of the best singing, best looking motherfuckers you ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch. It's Chino Gambino, bitch. Enjoy yourself.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration. Fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch. Yeah. So yeah. That's the kind of Republicans I want running. I want the Bull Moose party to come back.
Oh, yeah. You know, good luck with that shit.
Should we talk inflation?
Yes. Let's go.
Inflation. Anybody know how inflation happens?
You print more money.
That's part of it. Yep.
All right. Educate me.
So a lot of motherfuckers are thinking that this is Joe Biden's fault, right? Joe Biden's only been in office for a year. It's too little bit of a time to be able to feel the economic repercussions, right? Usually we feel the economic repercussions of like a year or 2 years prior to what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're feeling are the Trump era economic policies that's causing the inflation. Everyone wants to blame the stimulus checks. No, I mean, you can, but it's only a small, tiny bit of the whole problem, right? What we're really feeling is the repercussions of the pandemic, which we're finding out that Trump knew about it, knew how dangerous it was, and said, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck him."
Didn't he? What do you call it? Intentionally downplay and even subvert and sabotage efforts to kind of, control this fucking thing.
Yep, exactly. He did.
And you motherfuckers elected him president.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Voted for him twice.
Right.
Yeah, not me though. I didn't. Because fuck that puto.
Who did you vote for?
I voted for Uncle Joe. Yeah, I said it. I'm a Republican. I voted for Joe Biden. You want to know why?
Why?
Because Donald Trump has Alzheimer's.
Don't they say the same thing about Joe?
I
Something about
mean,
like, oh, this is just elder abuse. Why is he in office? He's old. His mind's slipping.
so's Donald Trump. Shit, both of them are in their fucking 70s. I wish all these old people would stop running for president.
I think Joe is 80.
No, he's almost 80.
Is he?
Almost. He's
Okay.
almost 80. But
I
I'm
like that
tired.
I like that Joe Biden has dogs in his White House.
I do too.
Hey, what were you gonna say?
I'm tired of all these old people running for president. Can we get young president again? I mean, I like the young presidents.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You think that if Uncle Bernie was younger, he would have won?
Maybe. Yeah. Pretty sure he would have.
No. I think
you don't think so? Hey, Joe?
Just too much of a. Did
he scare too many people?
Age, he still wasn't going to get any support from the what do you call it? The
Yeah, because Hillary cashed in all of her fucking favors to become the candidate.
Well, I'm saying he was too progressive that the what do you call it? The not the institution,
establishment.
But the establishment.
Yeah.
Was never gonna give him any play.
So did he scare the establishment, you think?
Oh hell yeah.
With his rhetoric.
No.
What?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Breaking news. Betty White has died.
What?
You didn't know that was coming, nigga?
You are fucking kidding me. Seriously?
Motherfuckers been reporting on her age all year long, and then she just turned 100 to be like, I'm out, bitches.
She's 90. She was 99 years old.
Holy shit.
She didn't make it to 100?
No, she didn't make it to
I
100.
saw some shit that says she was 100 years old.
It was a couple weeks.
Man.
Couple weeks. She was born January 17th.
Yeah,
Damn.
I know, man.
Yeah, that sucks. That's legit sad.
What a fucking way to end 2021.
Wow. Yeah. I'm a little sad now. Like legit. I'm a little sad.
All right, show's over.
Show's over. Yeah.
Happy New Year, people. Fuck you.
Damn. You're just on one today. I think Homeboy. I think Homeboy might have been holding on to, you know, the attitude, the angst that he said that fuck you with the entire year.
Right? Yeah, no, yeah, that's it.
I think so.
Yeah, there you go.
Last day of the fucking year, and you know, he said, "Fuck you."
That's right.
You know, with all the angst and all the anger, and all the disappointment that he's held on to for the last year.
Look, I'm just saying what people are thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody wants to tell 2021, fuck you. Yes, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, 21 can think 2021 can go fuck itself now.
Right. Well, we're doing some big things in 2022.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for next year.
Oh, that's right. We were gonna talk about how optimistic we are for our own personal lives while America is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
So
because you know our lives are the only things that we have any sort of reasonable control over.
That and honestly, they're the only ones that matter.
Right. Spoken like a true Republican, by the way. With the M16 in your back.
Right, exactly.
Stay hard.
Stay hard.
Stupid.
Which, yeah, if you haven't heard my comedy special, it's on the podcast. It's between 80 and 81. America's Homeboy, Millionaire. You should listen to it. It is fucking hilarious. I've laughed at myself several times. I think it's funny.
He's like a laughing hyena.
Yeah,
you know, laughs at his own jokes.
Oh yeah.
I do too, by the way.
Yeah. What is it?
You also laugh at your own jokes?
Hell yeah.
If no one else is gonna laugh at them.
Yeah, right, exactly. Look, no one else has heard my fucking jokes, so yeah, I'm the only one who's laughing right now.
Look, if it makes me laugh, it's gotta make everybody else laugh.
Does it?
I mean,
yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't think that's how that works.
If I think it's funny, it's funny.
You hear Hey Jones? I don't think that's how it works.
Oh,
Hey Jones always heightened.
Here's an optimistic thing that we can go into 2022 with. NASA launched the biggest telescope, the space telescope that the world has ever made, so that it should be able to see deep into space, about 13.5 billion years, right? So we can see the oldest stars and how far my ego has stretched to the limits of observable space.
You're stupid.
I'm surprised it could see anything else other than that.
Right?
Well, when it sees the oldest stars, that's because my ego sparkles.
Stupid. That's a good one. I like that.
Twinkle, twinkle, motherfucker.
Twinkle, twinkle, bitch. Recognize. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of NASA, did you know that they hired like 10 theologians to figure out whether or not something about alien life,
right.
You know, whether or not what the fuck was it? I got to read it again, but it's like, if you're going to hire someone, why the fuck are you going to hire theologians to, you know, talk about alien life?
Because these are the motherfuckers that are gonna fuck shit up. Right?
I mean, that's a good point.
Well, when the aliens land, right, you've got to have Jehovah's Witnesses there to knock on the door, right?
Well,
Here we
I'm
go. 20. Here's the thing, right? Stupid. Here's the thing. 24. Yeah, they're gonna knock on the fucking spaceship. 24 theologians worked with NASA to examine how religions would react to aliens.
yeah. I mean,
they're
that's why they hired them, because those are the motherfuckers gonna say they're either gods or they're demons. And that's
I think
where
it's
the
like
conflict is gonna come through.
I think it's like a tongue-in-cheek thing, that NASA's doing. It's like a prank.
It might be, because
know?
let me tell you something, right? Like, what is it? They hired 24 theologians to study how people would react to alien life, how religions would react to alien life. Let me tell you exactly how religious people are going to react to alien life. I'll demonstrate.
They're gonna make them convert.
What's that? Is that an alien? That's how they're gonna fucking react.
That's false. That's false.
Okay.
They're gonna react to the same way they react to foreign shit that they've seen on this fucking planet.
Shoot it.
They're gonna want to shoot it. We're talking about civilians. We're not talking about the military.
You remember that scene in Independence Day when the aliens were coming to Los Angeles and were making it dark, and the news guy was like, authorities are telling Angelinos to not shoot at the aliens because we do not want to start an intergalactic war.
Yeah, an interstellar war.
Yeah, an interstellar war. Yeah, they're gonna shoot them.
Well, okay, so you're
like they didn't get this AR-15 for nothing,
right? We're gonna see Bubba and his good old boys like, hey, let me show you something. Hold my beer, let me show you something.
So one, you're going off of a stupid movie and not talking logically about how things would actually occur.
Have you met human beings?
No, nigga, listen. The aliens ain't just gonna drive up to your front door and park, right?
This is a different movie he's talking about.
Like, we don't even do that shit. We send a satellite, it goes around the planet, we interact, we gather data, we come back, then we send the motherfucker to go land there.
Right.
Once it's safe.
Yes.
If aliens exist, they're gonna come in a spaceship, they're gonna hang out in orbit, they're gonna talk to us from afar. And then they might come and land when we say, come on down. Unless they're here to kill us, which means they're just going to throw an asteroid at the planet and let that kill us all, and then take all the resources that they want afterwards, right?
Well, let me tell you exactly how that's going to go down. Oh my god!
Exactly. They're going to make a movie out of it. You're right. But if they throw a fucking asteroid,
this is what I'm
destroy most
saying.
of the resources.
What NASA's trying to understand is if we find out that there's aliens in any capacity, like maybe we send a fucking satellite on a planet and we see other beings on that planet, right? Say we find a way to communicate with another planet. Right. And now the world knows that we are not the center of the universe. Right. How are these numbnuts who believe in God, who's been saying that we are the center of the universe, are going to respond? They're
going to shoot it.
They're not here.
Like I said, I think it's a prank.
They are not
it's a tongue-in-cheek thing that NASA's doing.
They're trying to figure out how is society going to change or accept it? Are they going to riot? Are they going to lose their fucking shit?
Yeah.
It ends up going to be like, oh, these are, when they met the Native Americans, they were like, they're heathens because they don't believe in what we do.
Yeah, what did they do? And what did they do?
They converted them. They converted them.
I'm saying they had access to them. And they had access and more technology than them.
Right.
And they didn't shoot them immediately. They made friends with the motherfuckers and then they took all their shit.
They didn't make friends.
They converted them.
They stole their shit. Well, yeah, I mean now it depends on which Native Americans we're talking about, because that's exactly what they did to the Aztecs, right? But the Native Americans from the U.S. of A., right? When the Pilgrims came over here, right? They were starving and shit. And they were so fucking racist that when the Native Americans tried to fucking help them out, they were fuck off and shot at them. Then the colonizers were like, oh, they were bringing food. Do you think we should accept it? Nah, let's be assholes and go steal it instead.
That's not the story I heard.
That's because you heard the whitewashed version.
No, my story is quite better, and it's less whitewashed.
Elucidate.
So I forget what island, but it was one of these pilgrim islands on the East Coast where they got massacred. They were giving, the Native Americans saw them starving and gave them food for like a season or some shit like that.
Right.
And then they tried to teach them how to farm and raise their food and prepare and shit, and these niggas didn't listen.
Right, because they're racist.
And the season came back again, and it got cold, and it was like, hey, give us some food. And it was like, nah, we showed you how to do it. And I don't know how many cycles of this happened, but I think the natives helped them several times, and it's like, look, nigga, we can't keep feeding you niggas. You got to do some work, right?
Again, hold up. Let us point out the irony that these are the same fucking people that always tell everybody,
get off welfare.
Teach a man to fish, and he'll feed him. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach him how to fish, and he'll feed himself forever. Same motherfuckers.
Yeah. So they just wanted to, lay up and eat and chill and not do the fucking work. So the Native Americans finally got tired. It's like, yeah, we ain't got nothing for you no more, nigga. Like, we didn't, we fed you as much as we're gonna feed you. We taught you. If you don't want to work, nigga, starve.
Fucking pilgrims over there like the grasshopper. The world owes me a lemon.
So then those pilgrims did the bum rush and stole some food and killed some people.
Did I not say that?
Yeah, but you didn't fill in all the other shit I just did.
I gave you the soundbite.
I was right, because the Native Americans were friendly enough with these bitches to teach them some shit and feed these bitches for a season or two before the massacring started.
Right.
I
gave the simple version. You're giving in the detailed version.
Well, no, you left out a key component. The white man always
I'm not a Wikipedia page.
You act like it. The white man always shows up acting as a friend, sees what you got, tries to get it from you, and when you resist, he murders you. Like that's their whole system of colonization. Now with these bitches, they went and they robbed and killed, and they hurt a lot of people, but didn't know that was just a portion of the tribe.
Right.
So they got their goods and they went back home. The tribes went back home and called Big Brother, and then the whole squad came and they killed all the motherfuckers.
Yeah, no
mercy. Is this Roanoke Island?
I think it is.
With the Crow and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And when they came back, it was like that scene in The Warriors at the end of the
Warriors, come out and play.
And they on Coney Island.
Yeah.
And then the black gang shows up.
Yeah.
And it is like, oh shit, we're massively outnumbered, and now you're dead. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, eventually, disease and guns kind of killed off the natives.
Yeah.
After that,
fucking smallpox blankets and shit.
Yeah. So I mean, that's their game. They show up, they act friendly. We think it's cool, and then they backstab. Like that's the system of Western colonialism.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that is some gangsta ass shit.
Didn't Dave Chappelle? Yeah, it is. But didn't Dave Chappelle talk about that in one of his skits? Oh look, it's some white people. Let me go see what they want. And he goes, shit, I fucked up.
That was one of his sketches. Yeah.
Like those brothers that are that been on that island untouched by modern humans up until now.
Sentinel Island.
Yeah, now that the Indians want their fucking land, they had the right policy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't want none.
We're gonna kill you.
Yep.
And if you step on it, you get off your boat, there's arrows in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the policy that's necessary to just stay away from white colonialism.
That's right.
Yeah. Right on.
So should we talk about ourselves now?
Sure. That's my favorite topic.
All right. So I'm gonna use my stand-up special to try and get some talent management. and see if we can't, get this podcast to lift up. Oh, by the way, I'd like to point out we are at 75 subscribers.
Oh, whoa.
We are 25 more subscribers, 25 short of giving everybody a 20% discount.
That's right.
So keep pushing us
sign
like
the
crack
fuck
people.
up.
That's right. Keep pushing us like crack people.
Yeah.
You know what?
But,
you know
I
what
think-
I'm gonna do?
But I think that's all I got. Is I'm just gonna look for talent management next year, and then I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing.
But
Right
but
on.
what about this year? What were the challenges and successes of this year?
I found out that I have some pretty big balls.
We knew that back in high school when you were sitting on
Yeah, but I've never got like a really good look at them until they were like next to my iPhone.
them.
And God.
That's what the camera phone is really created for. So you can look at your balls. Oh man. Right on.
Yeah, and so
do you use your balls or your face unlocked?
I was tempted. But the penis gets in the way, and
It's like
my
nobody's
mental
ever going to
scan.
crack this code.
yeah, and the camera just kept on getting confused. Like, hey, we can't do this. Space is too ugly. We can't do it.
Like, this is some weird biometrics. What
Yeah.
species are you? Are you an alien?
Yeah. What's with all the wrinkles?
Moisturize, dude. Moisturize.
I had to, I felt like I may have had to put some googly eyes on my testes in order, so that the camera can like actually see some eyeballs.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it thought my penis was an elephant nose, and just as it was too much. Couldn't do it. I just settled
Yeah.
for taking photos of my nuts.
You know?
But yeah, that's one of the challenges faced this year. I mean, I really didn't face any challenges really, other than just dealing with fucking morons.
I did.
On the
I
road.
had a very, very serious health challenge earlier this year.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, my post COVID complication, where I had to receive 2 units of blood to replace the hemoglobin that was destroyed. So that was a struggle, because initially I thought I was going to be I thought I had post COVID POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and there is no cure for that. I mean, you could take a few supplements and try to help your levels and shit, but I thought I was gonna have that for the rest of my life. And then I found out
Until you went to a doctor.
until I went to a doctor, and doctor said, you need to go to the ER right now and get you some blood. So
Nigga, your tank is low.
Lesson
Right,
learned,
exactly.
people. Don't medically diagnose yourself.
Exactly, don't do that. And well, so when I when I got the diagnosis that, hey, you have low hemoglobin, you need to go get checked, and you need to go get go to your primary and let them know what's going on. And my primary then said, yeah, go to the ER. After I heard that, I wasn't sure if it was going to be like an ongoing thing. I wasn't sure if it was going to be just this one time thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was going to have to go and get regular blood transfusions, because I didn't know any better. But
Right.
But yeah, it COVID destroyed my blood. It was just a one-time thing. Hopefully, just a one-time thing. I haven't felt any of the symptoms anywhere. Like, yeah, it's it seems like I'm clear.
I think
So-
I think Chino's biggest challenge is people close to him keep catching fucking COVID.
I know. Like,
You
I
know
know
what I
I should be wearing a mask during this pod.
I know.
You know?
I was gonna make you a mask, but I kept forgetting.
Yeah. Like, why are you wearing a mask, Chino? Because I got people in the house with COVID. I got people in the neighborhood with COVID. I got people in, at work with COVID. I just gotta stay safe. I don't want to infect you guys as we're potting.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Even though we're, even socially distanced here, like, not in the same room.
Right.
Wait, hold up. Let me see. let's see. Hold on. There we go. Now we're in the same room.
There you go.
Where's your mask, Chino? Where's your mask?
I'm vaccinated.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? And that's the thing too, right? Like with the amount of exposure that I've had to COVID.
Yeah.
Because this isn't the first one.
Right.
I've had like multiple people that I've known, have associated with, have been close to, that have gotten it.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten it. And so that's good enough reason for me to believe that, hey, the vaccine works.
Yeah, science, bitch.
Yep. So, but yeah, that's definitely a challenge. I used to think of it as a challenge, but it's I'm good with it now, and I actually love the fact that I have a lot of kids around me, because as you guys know, I have a broodkin.
Yep.
I have 8 children. Two of them are my own, and I don't get to see them very often, and so I do fall a lot of times actually, into this pit of despair, because I quote unquote nest, and because I have a lot of kids around me now, I don't feel like I'm falling into that pit as often, so I struggled with it a little bit, but
yeah.
I'm managing.
Yeah.
So but yeah, that's as far as challenges, I think those are the ones that are kind of calling out,
yeah,
clamoring. So yeah.
Hey,
what about you, Hey Jones?
Hey Jones.
Man, it has been an awesome fucking year for me. Been rough. Being broke early on was difficult, but the hardest challenge was doing all this fucking work I've been getting.
Right.
That's been my biggest challenge. Is
balling.
Right. But now he balling.
Like, for some reason, it's just been raining projects all year.
Right.
The busiest I've ever been on a freelance tip.
Yeah.
What a nice problem to have.
Right.
More work turned into more work that turned into more work.
There you go.
Biggest disappointment is my car got broken into several times at my old place. And now
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, me and my lady bought a house, so I'm effectively a homeowner. So that's some new shit.
You winning? You fucking winning right now.
Yeah, I'm winning. Another challenge I had was telling one of my long-term clients that the government hired me for a job, and I will no longer be able to work for him at the capacity that I had been. And saying that he's primarily a one-man operation, and I really did give him a lot of help and assistance, I felt bad because it just put more weight on his shoulders of trying to, get the startup off the ground kind of deal. So that was kind of hard, so it was almost like a breakup,
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm still working with them at a lesser capacity, and we're still good friends and things of that sort. But yeah, so I got this regular job, which is paying me a lot, got me some benefits. They kick in tomorrow.
Nice. Nice.
So a nigga could go see a doctor. Go see how much more time I got on the clock. Everything is good. I mean, my challenge now is trying to figure out how to keep the 9-to-5 job and continue to freelance to make that extra dough, and possibly hiring out people to work for me to complete those jobs.
Well, speaking of freelancing, I learned a new skill through Hate Jones. So, that's a win in my book. Anytime you learn a new skill.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm about to review those files as soon as we're done today.
Word.
Because the client is, are we gonna get it out today? We're gonna get it out today.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, it's Shabbat. You ain't even supposed to be on the phone.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I got text message this morning.
That's great. I love it.
I mean, technically he got till sundown, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, you know, so it's been an awesome year, you know, of doing shit, staying in the house, making money, new job, and on top of the fact that I didn't apply for the job, they came and found me.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, you know, they effectively paying me what my client was paying me, but I do way more work for them than I did for him. So it's kind of a loss, except for I got $1,000 worth of benefits for free.
Right on.
Yeah. But yeah, man, things are looking up. Like I got a couple of got 2 jobs booked for the coming year. So like January, February, I already got two jobs booked, and possibly a third from another long-term client. So I have clients on the East Coast, I have clients on the West Coast.
Damn.
You know,
Yeah.
I got a client in Seattle that I'm really cool with. I got another one in New York, and one locally over here in Long Beach that are keeping me fed. You know,
that's what's
up.
up.
Yeah, that is what's up.
Yeah, and one of them is a high-profile Black architect,
Woo.
and I'm running her site. And another one is an art gallery that's on the buzz in Seattle, getting a lot of press and things of that sort.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
things have been good. Hopefully they'll continue. You know, as long as I stay away from this COVID shit.
yeah.
Right.
I should be okay. And now that the year's end, I'm gonna start the year off right with better internet. So I'm finally gonna get that modem. Because the best thing of this year is my girl's mom went back home for a while, and so me and her are finally fucking alone, which is awesome.
All over the house.
Over the house.
Finally get to break your house in proper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Right on, dude.
Have you had sex in the front yard yet?
There's technically not a front yard. It's more of a parking lot.
Oh well, you
have you had sex in the parking lot?
don't forget to do that.
Yeah.
Do it in the
you
front.
know, I might get some head in the whip in the wee hours of the morning or night.
Yeah, that's what
There
I'm
you
talking
go.
about. Hell yeah. I mean, if you can't make use of your own parking lot, come on, why even have it?
Indeed.
Right.
All right. Is that all we got?
Did we any ups for Chino? We talked about the downs, but any ups?
Yeah, I survived COVID. That's a win.
That's definitely a win.
Yep. I like I said, I learned.
Oh, you learned a new skill.
I learned a new skill.
Yeah, but what do we do? What I guess I mean, I don't do New Year's resolutions. You know, my New Year's resolution is I don't have any.
Mine is stay alive.
Yeah, that's same here. Stay above ground.
Stay above ground. Try to increase. Try to be better than I was last year.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much.
As usual for me, getting my health in check is number one. So I might end up going for a jog later today. You know what I'm saying? So like try to get myself back on my health routine.
Yeah.
Try to shed these pounds, save my knees.
Yeah. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I went to the gym this morning, and I focused on cardio. I don't know. I walked and treadmill for about 15 minutes, and I was like, you know what? This isn't high impact enough. Like I need to do something else. So I went to one of the classrooms that was empty at the gym, and I did a couple rounds of shadow boxing, and I was thinking if I can get back into training in whatever combat sport, whether it's jiu-jitsu, Thai boxing, or Western boxing, like I would really like to do that. Like it would really benefit me both mentally and physically, so I'm making an effort to get back into training for that kind of stuff. the only hurdle is they tend to get expensive, because not only do you have to pay for the classes or for the memberships or whatever, your equipment too. So if you're doing boxing, you got to get wraps and mouth guard and gloves. And so I would like to do more of that next year. We'll see if the finances cooperate. But that's, I guess that's the closest thing I could get into as far as New Year's resolutions. I want to get back into combat sports. I want to start training again, so that way, I can keep the demons quiet.
Well, that brings us to what we got planned for the Chino and Homeboy podcast.
That's right.
And that is, we're just going to keep on doing the same thing, providing you with the same hilarious content that you have known Chino and Homeboy to provide for you. But in order for us to do that and be able to pay for Chino's combat sports, you need to buy merch from the merch store. Every item you buy, $1 gets donated to Hope for the Heroes, which is a nonprofit organization that helps active duty and veterans get back on their feet whenever they're having financial issues. And if you buy $100 or more, you get an exclusive Chino and Homeboy t-shirt that you cannot purchase. And if we get to 100 subscribers, that means push us like crack, folks. You will get 20%. Everybody will get 20% off on all of our merch in the merch store. So push us like crack. Chino needs his weed money, and he needs money for his gloves and his wraps.
That's right. So I can fuck people up.
That's right. Get high and fuck people up.
That's right. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'll talk about that offline.
We got it. Offline. We got any shout outs?
Shout outs to Morris and Wade Soap Company. Go pick that shit up.
Okay. All right. There we go.
That's an on the shout
out.
All right. Chino?
Shout out to my buddy AJ. He's been listening quite a bit. And he's always asking me like, hey, when's the next one? Shout out to the Spider Kid. He's also been listening, especially at work. So shout out to them. Shout out to my barber, the man who keeps me fresh, Tim Chapo. If you're ever in the Vegas area and would like a haircut or need one, go to Santoya's Barbershop, ask for Tim Chapo. And I think that's all I got.
I'd like to give a shout out to all of our listeners. Thank you for listening to us this year. We've got a solid 10 listeners that listen to us a lot. And then shout out to all of our international listeners in New Zealand, Africa, Antarctica. I'm pretty sure there's some penguins listening. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for listening. And that's all we got. Until next time, homies, have a happy motherfucking New Year. And peace.
Push that motherfucking button.
And konnichiwa, bitches.
That too.
Can't find the button.